You're listening to the 40 Fit Radio podcast, dedicated to the 40-plus community. Join us as we discuss the truth about fitness and health using science, reason, and the experiences of our host and content experts. Welcome to the 40 Fit Nation. Hey, welcome back to the 40 Fit Radio, and welcome back to the 40 Fit Nation. Welcome back to 2020. And Coach Trent and I are here today, and we are, by the way, guys, we tried a podcast recording earlier today, and we totally clustered it up. And then we pulled the headphones off, and we're like, what are we doing? And we began to just talk off air about where are we really going in 2020? What we would love to talk about all the little intricate programming things and these little health issues and blah, 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 and all these different things. But the reality is we need to hear from you. This is a call to action to our audience in the 40 Fit Nation. We need to hear from you in regards to what is important to our listening audience. It's mindless. It's mental exercise, mental masturbation for us to basically just spew information to you all year.
Right.
And we're not going to do that. What we would rather do is hear from you guys in regards to what's important to you. Is programming important to you? When we talk about programming, we're talking about your training programs. What about basic health issues like prostate health, hormone health, bone health, osteoporosis? These are all issues that 40-plus individuals have quite frequently.
Right.
Being tired, being fatigued, stress tolerance, is looking good, naked, important to you. And we really don't care what those things are, but we need to know.
Yeah.
And we want to know what those things are. We think, Trent and I were talking about this, we're two bros, we're two guys here. We think we know what's important to people. Oh yeah, people want to know the physiology behind how the muscle contracts along the sarcomeric unit. And no, that's not really what people want to know most of the time. Most of the people.
Right. Maybe.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about in our Changing the Narrative episode about recognizing our own bias and then checking that at the door.
Yeah.
And that's part of what we're doing right now is we realize like we have a bias towards a certain type of content, but it serves no purpose if we're just spewing out what we want to hear to everyone else. We want to hear what you want to hear.
Right. We're going to release this podcast, and we're not sure what we're going to call it. I think Call to Action 2020, but basically we're going to release this podcast, and then we're going to post the graphic on Instagram and on Facebook, and we will respond to how you respond.
That's right.
If you respond with content matter, we would love to hear content matter that you want to hear this year, and be specific. If you want to hear specifically about gaining lean mass, what are the best ways to gain lean mass, gain muscle? We'll provide that. If you want to hear how do you look best naked, we'll provide that. We've done episodes on this stuff before, but we're going to dial it in, and we're going to provide you with what we think are what we would call first principles on what are the best ways to do these things. What are the best ways to look and feel good? What are the best ways to be stronger, be more able? As I said earlier, as we were totally screwing up the podcast, I said, I think people want to do three things. They want to look good and look younger, especially at our age. We don't want to look, like our cohorts necessarily always, because I've seen some 50-year-olds that look pretty rough.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to look like that, And I know that's shallow, but that is the truth. That's the way the human psyche works, I think. Second thing is we want to feel good. We want to feel younger. And then the third thing is we want to be able. I think those are the three macro overreaching goals of most people. And then I think all these other things kind of fit inside of that. But we need to hear from you to know that.
Yeah. I saw the other day, there are something like 800,000 active podcasts currently.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
There's a lot of noise out there.
Oh my gosh.
And we don't want to be just another podcast in the sea of noise. We want to know where the gaps are. Like what's the stuff that you're not hearing elsewhere that you want to hear from us? So let us know. Leave us, send us emails, leave us comments on social media.
info@40fit.com email.
That's right.
Go to our website, join our newsletter, or our monthly updates. Go on Instagram @40fitradio. Let us know on Instagram. Go to our Facebook page, which is 40Fit Nation.
That's right.
Ask to be a member of that, and we'll invite you in because we're keeping that as a closed group. Just give us your thoughts on what you want. And we've got a lot of listeners out there. I had a guy the other day that contacted me this weekend. He's a physician somewhere. I can't remember what state it is, but he's a physician. He's also on faculty somewhere at a university. And he said, hey, I need help with programming. And so I'm going to hook up with him today via teleconsult and talk to him about some programming ideas for him. I had a guy that came last week or the week before last who had injured his low back on a deadlift, and he's 60 plus, and he wanted a rehab coaching consult. So that's what we did in clinic, and then we kind of set him up on some new programming. But we recognize that some of you guys are just starting, and you've started to listen to our podcast, and it's nothing. You need to go back and listen to the previous 80 podcasts because there's a there's a lot of nuggets and richness and information and a lot of first principles in these first 80 podcasts.
That's right.
Go back to the start and work your way through. Maybe that's a goal for 2020, that you listen to all the podcasts and then catch up. But make notes, take notes, and write down first principles as you're going through and taking notes.
Yep, absolutely.
And so, we want to hear from you guys. We don't want to just blah, 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 blah here on the radio. And we want to also make sure that it's methodical, that it's results-driven, that it's logical and reasoned for you so that you can take the information that we give you and you can develop the most effective fitness and health program out there for people over the age of 40.
There we go. All right. So we'll look forward to hearing from you. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.